Hi, my
Hi,
name is
sweetheart.
Kishore and this.
Broken heart. In it.
I'm
Hi,
sorry, Sana.
my name is.
Please accept my apology. இவ்வளோ நாள் லேப்லேயே பிஸியாக இருந்தேன்.
அங்கே இருக்கு. இங்க யார் வர சொன்னா?
Okay, this is better. Hi, I'm Kishore and this is Moving Images. If you have been following the channel, then first of all, thank you. Really appreciate the support. Second of all, you must be a film buff or someone who appreciates movies and sees it as something more than a mere entertainment commodity. If so, then today's topic is for you. We will start this series on how to watch a scene by looking at how to watch a fight and stunt scene. I'm not trying to be a film snob or saying this is the only way to watch a film, but watching it this way has enhanced the film watching experience for me, and I would like to share the things I try to notice in a scene. And to help me elaborate my
bullet points.
I'm going to take the train fight scene from Enthiran. We will look at the various elements that went into making this fight scene and hopefully learn to appreciate a little bit more this already awesome scene. Every good scene starts with the writing. You might think, what is there to write in a fight scene? Is it going to be a bunch of kapow, zap, and ouch? Well, writing a fight scene is similar to writing an entire screenplay, meaning a fight scene is a small movie by itself. It has a beginning, middle, and an end. 3 acts, if you will. Act 1 is the setup. Every fight scene needs a good setup. Setup here is motivation and stakes. Motivation is what leads to a situation where the hero has no choice but to fight his way out. And stakes are what will the hero lose if he doesn't fight. Both are essential for the audience to care about the fight. If you don't have them, then no matter how beautiful the fight choreography looks, the audience won't be invested. In Enthiran, the fight scene is set up by showing how Chitti helps Sana with her exams, be it stopping 2 gangs from blasting music over their loudspeakers, or even helping her cheat in the exam. By trying to help Sana, Chitti antagonizes 2 gangs of people. Notice how Chitti has only used non-violent means to deal with the 2 gangs before. This is a great setup for the fight scene. There is a clear motivation for the gangsters to attack the 2. The train scene starts with the 2 gangs combining forces and ganging up on Sana and Chitti. Even though we haven't seen Chitti fight yet, we do know he is quite strong. So how do you bring in the stakes? By putting the hero at the disadvantage at the beginning of the fight. Here the ruffians throw Sana's bag out of the train's window and Chitti goes to retrieve it. With Chitti out of the picture, this puts Sana at risk while she is caught with the ruffians. Chitti retrieves the bag but is at a disadvantage in his mission to save Sana. He has to catch up with the train. That is the stake, and we are automatically invested in seeing how Chitti will catch up with the train on time. Throw in a few more obstacles like an oncoming train, and the chase becomes exciting. While Chitti is busy chasing the train, let's take a look at the second element that makes a great scene: cinematography. Notice how the camera clearly gives us a sense of geography by showing where the train is and where Chitti is at all times. A clear geography is required in a fight scene and especially in a chase to know where everyone is in relation to one another. This helps the audience follow the scene better. If the scene doesn't have geography, then it can lead to confusion and we constantly have to figure out what is happening on the screen. Notice how the cinematography also clearly follows the 180-degree rule by keeping the camera on one side of the 180-degree line and making sure the actors keep the same left-right relationship with one another. If we flip this even once, then the context of the scene changes. Scenes filmed this way look orderly and can be easily followed. The train and Chitti are both filmed from their left side, showing them both traveling from the right to the left side of the screen. We will come back to cinematography in a little bit after we look at what the writing has in store for us in Act 2. Chitti jumps back into the train as we jump into Act 2. Act 2 is where the hero crosses a threshold. Chitti, on hearing Sana ask him to beat up the gangsters, crosses the threshold by switching to fight mode.
Chitti, இவங்கள அடிச்சு போடு.
Act 2 forms the bulk of the fight scene, where we see the various unique methods Chitti uses to fight. He is a robot and hence has to fight differently from a human. This is where the fight choreography actually shines. Chitti makes full use of his environment and employs various fighting styles. The fight happens inside a cramped train compartment and yet looks beautifully choreographed. Also, another element to notice here is the editing. The editing once the fight starts becomes fast-paced and cuts to mid-close-ups and wide shots to emphasize the various hits and punches. Coming back to the cinematography, notice how Chitty is always kept at the center of the frame in all these shots. This helps the audience follow the action even while the camera angle changes and the editing becomes fast-paced. Mad Max Fury Road is another great example of keeping the framing this way. If the framing changes between shots, then it takes the audience out of the scene since they have to search for the hero in a frame each time the shot changes. The fight choreography, editing, and cinematography makes the Act 2 an enjoyable watch. Act 2 usually ends with the hero facing a setback. Here, it's Chitty running out of battery. Things are looking bleak with Chitty being defeated and thrown out of the train. Sana is helpless and is about to be molested by the gangsters. All hope is lost. Act 3 literally jump-starts with Chitty hooking himself up with the power line and charging his battery. He is back on the chase to catch up with the train, and this is when the leitmotif for Chitty kicks in with full force. What is a leitmotif? Let me explain by taking up another important element in making a scene: music. A leitmotif is a recurrent theme throughout a musical work, associated with a particular person, idea, or situation. Chitty's leitmotif is this. An orchestral variant of the song Irumbile Or Idayam that shows his relationship with Sana. Chitty's leitmotif signifies him being triumphant. It is first heard briefly when he successfully gets Sana's bag back, but it stops abruptly, foreshadowing the obstacles to come. The music turns into a computer-type techno beat when Chitty is in fight mode and turns somber when Chitty is beaten up and thrown off the train. The leitmotif is only heard in its full glory when Chitty recharges himself and gets back on the chase. Chitty has resurrected himself and there is no stopping him now. The audience who has seen him fall now can cheer his rise along with the excellent score, as Chitty rushes back into the train and takes care of the ruffians with a flurry of punches. The scene ends with Chitty saving Sana and completing his mini arc. So that is how I watch a fight scene. I try to notice the motivation and stakes, the fight choreography, the cinematography, editing, and finally the score. Noticing all of these always requires multiple viewings, and that is a pleasure by itself when the scene is this good. Comment down below what other types of scenes would you like me to talk about. Until next time, this is Kishore signing off saying,